Hello, welcome to this new video tutorial on test annotations. Sometime when dealing with large tests involving a lot of test cases and maybe test suites, things can become really complex and we may not want to rely only in the serial execution of test cases, and sometimes we may want to change the flow of executions and so on, and that is where the annotation come in. The traditional way to indicate test method in JUnit is by prefixing their name with test. This is a very effective method for tagging certain methods in a class as having a special meaning, but the naming doesn't scale very well and is rather inflexible. Annotations do not directly affect program semantics, but they do affect the way programs are treated by tools and libraries, which in turn affect the semantic of the running programs. Now, annotations are defined with an initial art. This art here, whenever you will see it in the source, if you are a Java programmer or any program, you already know it, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm obliged to repeat it. So annotations are marked with this symbol art followed by the appropriate keywords. To add annotation method, specify it immediately before the method or class definitions. And here are some of the basic annotations that we have in JUnit. And whenever you want to perform any test, you are going to use certainly this of the basic annotation. So you start with before class. What does it mean? As the name indicates, this one will run one time before any of the test method in the class run, and it is a public static void. It is of type public static void. The after class is another one that runs once after all tests in the class have been run. So whenever you put this one in our test class, you are going to execute this one only one time. You are going to have one line for this one and another one for the after class. Next is before. This one, whatever we define within this two methods here are going to be executed each time a test case run. Anything with this test run. So if you have one test case, then you are going to have two execution of this method. If we have two test cases, we are going to have four execution, two execution of before and then two execution of after. This one will overrun before any test case in our test class, and then after will run after the test case is executed. And the thing to know that is of type public void. And anything marked with test is our actual test, is our test case. And in ignore, anything that we put within this we tag with ignore is not going to be executed in our test class. So here is the short about the theory, and then let's go to the demonstration. So here we have a small demonstrations. Here we have our array list that we have declared here to be used, that we want to use in the test. So we declare here before class. This one is going to be executed the first time. One time is the first thing to be executed whenever you are going to run our test class. Then we have here before, and we say okay, before each method we are going to reinitialize, we create one instance of our array list so that it can be used in the class. Then we have after class here that will run at the end of our executions, and then after here we run after each test cases, and you can see here we initialize our array list, and then whatever we have done with that instance, then we clear it after the execution of the test cases. And here we have one test case here that test empty collections that asset that okay, true, our collection is empty. And then here in the second test case we add one item to our array, and then we assert that okay, the size of our array is 1 and that it contains 1 element, and here is ignored. So if we run this this test now, here is our result 100%, but let us see what is happening with the executions here. So we see here before class is executed, then after that we have our test class here that test one item, that is we have one execution of before and one execution of after surrounding our first test cases, and then another test cases here is empty here, surrounded by before and after. Then at the end we have after class here, after class and before class. So here is in short the demonstration of the annotation in JUnit. Feel free to go to the documentation in the JUnit website and see more. There are a lot of other advanced annotations, but the aim of this tutorial was just to introduce you to the concepts. And thank you for watching this video tutorial, and stay tuned for the next. Ciao.